Rat würdest du Kirchen geben, die gemeinsam etwas gegen die Auswirkungen des Klimawandels unternehmen wollen?
So the first piece of advice I would give to any community, any organization, and any church that wanted to address climate change is, and you won't be surprised when you hear me say this now, talk about it. Bond, connect, and inspire. Why is talking so important? Because surveys show that while the majority of us accept the fact that climate is changing, and we agree that it will affect future generations and plants and animals and people in developing countries, none of us think it will affect us, and we don't talk about it. And if we don't talk about it, why would we care? And if we don't care, why would we act? People often say, well, talking about it, it seems kind of almost like a cop-out. It's such a low-key response to such a large global challenge. But here's the thing. Talking about it can be the first domino, in a good way this time, not a bad way. This study was released just this past year, and it found that talking about it, the simple act of having a conversation, initiates a true positive feedback effect. How? Well, first of all, the more we talk about it, the more we know. The more we know, the more concerned we are. The more concerned we are, the more we talk about it. And so, as they say, these findings suggest that climate conversations with friends and family enter into a pro-climate social feedback loop. What do we talk about? We don't talk about the science or how bad it is. We talk about why it matters to us and what we can do to fix it. And then there was another study that also came out this past year that I thought was so encouraging. It talked about how children can make a difference. They looked at children in North Carolina, which is a quite conservative state in the United States, and they looked at having those children, middle school children, receive education on climate change, but they didn't track the children's opinions. They tracked the parents' opinions. And what they found is that there was a significant difference in the parents' opinions after the children learned about the issue. That's pretty encouraging. So first is talk about it, and then second is act in community. And the good thing is this will give you even more to talk about. Because, again, talking about it is so important, and we can talk about what we are doing, what we've done personally, what our church is doing, what other churches have done, what other organizations have done. Acting is important, but talking about how we're acting is also important. So, how can we act in community? Well, here's just a couple of examples. So first of all, you can model good stewardship. Do an energy audit of your building. Figure out how to reduce your carbon footprint and your energy bills. Create a green team of like-minded people to explore ways to reduce your carbon footprint. Make your potlucks and coffee hours zero waste. Look at plant-based foods. And that leads to number 3, share resources. Often people aren't quite sure which light bulbs are most efficient. What type of travel is best? Do you have a solar panel installer you'd recommend? Encourage action. Provide resources for people that they can use. Facilitate information. Facilitate access to resources and facilitate access to change. And then step number 4, support organizations that care about climate change and reflect our values. Tearfund is obviously one of those. Arasha is another one. Climate Stewards, Plant with Purpose, Operation Noah. All of these are organizations that embody Christian values, that embody the concepts of stewardship, of caring for the poorest and most vulnerable on this planet, and also preparing for the impacts of a changing climate and reducing our own contribution to the problem.